From the Lean Enterprise Institute in Boston, this is the WLEI podcast, where we share stories of people making the world better through lean thinking and practice. For more information about LEI, including how we can help you apply lean thinking, please visit lean.org.
Welcome to the WLEI podcast. I'm your host, Matt Savas, and today we have a fascinating conversation about an amazing robot named Robin. Our guests are Karen Khachikyan, the CEO and founder of Expper Technologies, the company behind Robin, and Mineh Badmagharian, the lead on the clinical and product development team. Robin is a social robot designed to address the problem of loneliness for children and seniors in hospitals and care facilities, so it's capable of dynamic conversation. I first learned about Robin from my sister, who is a registered nurse who works alongside one of the 30 or so Robins in service in hospitals around the country. And she showed me some amazing examples of Robin interacting with her and her fellow nurses. And she says Robin is loved by the kids in her ward. In fact, we go into this in the podcast. The nurses are actually throwing Robin a one-year birthday party, celebrating its first full year at the hospital. So in the discussion with Karen and Mineh, we talk about how they developed Robin's unique personality, the challenges of integrating technology with clinical needs, and the positive impact Robin is having on both pediatric and geriatric patients in hospitals and care facilities. Either before or after you listen to the podcast, you should check out some of the links in the show notes. We have videos to demonstrate what Robin is capable of, and that will give you a much better sense of what it is. With that, let's go ahead and dive into the conversation. Hi, Karen. Hi, Mineh. Welcome to the podcast. Thanks for joining me here today.
Hi, Matt. Thanks for having us.
We always get started with just some basic introductions. So I'll start with you, Karen. Could you just provide a bit of background about yourself as well as your company, Expper Technologies?
Sure. I'm Karen Khachikyan. I'm the CEO and founder of Expert Technologies, company behind Robin the robot. And I'm an electrical engineer by my training. And I was doing this for the last 6 years.
And Mineh?
Hi, everyone. I am Mineh Badmagharian. I am an occupational therapist, and I currently lead the clinical and product development team here at Expert. I've been with the company for over 4 years now.
Yeah, so you're both very humble with your introductions. The reason that we've invited you to our podcast is because it was something that actually my sister introduced me to. My sister is a nurse at a hospital in Massachusetts, and she was showing me some videos of a robot that she works with and serves kids in her unit. This robot is called Robin, and when she showed me the videos, I was absolutely staggered by them, and more importantly, I was amazed at how much my sister and her fellow colleagues said they enjoyed working with Robin, this robot. And I guess most importantly, how much she said the kids, the kids that she helps in the hospital enjoy Robin's company. In fact, my sister said that they were actually afraid of losing Robin because it's funded by a grant, and she was genuinely concerned about kids losing access to Robin. And so I'd like you to introduce what exactly Robin is and the problem that it solves. And Karen, as the founder of the company, could you offer us an introduction to it?
Of course. So we created Robin the robot to support pediatric and also geriatric patients during their challenging times in hospitals, in nursing homes. And the medical staff does an amazing job providing medical care to the patients, but unfortunately, there is a huge lack and shortage of care providers in medical settings And that results in reduced quality of care. Staff doesn't have time to pay enough attention to patients and provide emotional support, more comfort. And that was the idea behind Robin, to create a technology that helps patients and staff to provide care and comfort to patients. Mineh, would you like to add anything?
I think you said it greatly. I just wanted to add that we've built Robin to bring kindness to everybody that Robin meets. We want to be that light that comes into a very challenging and difficult environment, both for kids and the geriatric population.
So it's a robot that it doesn't provide medical care. It provides a kind of social care. It gives I'm tempted to say somebody because of how realistic the personality is, but it's not a person, it's a robot. It gives something for, again, not just the kids, but also I've seen the nurses that my sister works with, something that brings, like you said, joy. I mean, that's the way my sister describes their interactions with this robot. It's absolutely incredible. Um, it must have been extremely challenging to build something that could successfully interact with kids and adults. Um, and like I said, and hearing from my sister and her colleagues, it's kids who really enjoy interacting with Robin. And I understand, Mineh, you were responsible for developing the personality, or earlier you mentioned you call it like the soul of Robin. Can you explain what that process was like? How did you do that?
Of course. So this was something new when I joined the team. There isn't much research into personality of robots. How should a robot interact with kids or with adults? So there isn't much data out there. So we kind of had to build it from scratch. And what we did, we through interacting with kids. Initially, we learned about kids. For example, Robin would start interacting with the child and ask all sorts of questions, common questions. For example, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite animal? And through receiving those reactions and answers, we would build Robin's personality up little by little. I can give you an example. When trying to decide Robin's age, we didn't know if Robin should be a 3-year-old character or a 7-year-old or an 11-year-old. We had no idea. And by trying all the ages through an interaction, we decided that Robin should be 7 years old, because a 7-year-old was the sweet spot where both younger children, teenagers, and adults kind of resonated with Robin's personality and Robin's preferences. So we decided Robin should be 7-year-old. And the same thing with everything that Robin likes. For example, Robin got the question, what is your favorite animal? A lot. That was a common question. Everybody asked that question. And we tried different animals: elephants, fishes, dolphins, whales, lions. And I remember very clearly that when Robin said a chicken, just testing out chicken, the kids started laughing. Everybody found it so funny that, oh, what? How could you like a chicken? Chicken dances started coming out of that question, and it just made it a very joyful moment. So we decided Robin's favorite animal is a chicken. So just tiny bits of examples like that helps build Robin's personality.
And you're saying, is it who's interacting with the kids? Is it you? Is it Robin? Or what exactly did that process look like?
Yes, so initially I was interacting with the kids as
Okay.
Robin,
As
uh,
Robin.
just to learn, just to see how the interactions were going. Yes.
So like Robin had a speaker embedded in her and you were speaking for her remotely? Is that what you were doing?
Yes, yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, so there was still something that looked like a robot, and the kids probably thought it was a robot, but it was actually you. You were interacting with the kids and monitoring their reactions through like a camera or something like this.
Yes, yes, correct.
And that gave us an true data on how kids react with specifically with Robin, because if they interacted with an adult like Mineh in real world, that conversation interaction would be different, because it's a like different setting, different setup of the interactions. And by having Robin, we accessed very unique data how kids interact with robots.
So, how long did that process take, roughly?
Couple of years initially.
Couple of years you did that. So,
Yeah.
that's extraordinary. So, you spent a couple of years just trying to understand kids, what made them happy and want to interact with this. So, Karen, as somebody who, I mean, you're not obviously making any money at this point. Maybe you have a bit of funding, but not much. I mean, what was why did you think it was so important to spend that much time uh,
Mhm.
trying to understand the personality of children
Mhm.
and presumably adults as well, because the robot also interacts with seniors.
I think an important point to mention here is that it wasn't just 2 years of research. It was 2 years of research and making an impact for those patients. So from the beginning, maybe we didn't know everything, but we were seeing that Robin really helps kids, even in its initial form. So that was motivating us every day to continue what we do and improve Robin more and more. By the way, need information that chicken is Mina's favorite.
Well, I mean, I watched a video on YouTube of Robin saying her favorite animal was a chicken, and I laughed when Robin said that her favorite animal is a chicken.
We also laughed when Mina told us.
Okay, but you were seeing in this case it was Mineh plus Robin. You were
Yeah.
monitoring how you were making these kids feel, and you were seeing, oh, these kids are
Feeling
having
good.
they're having a good time interacting. So that was motivating you guys, and you
Yeah.
could see that you were doing something positive, even though you didn't have a finished product quite yet.
Yes. Yes. I remember in Armenia we were testing Robin in a oncology unit. It was pediatric oncology unit, and there was a kid who was refusing to eat because she was feeling bad. And after interacting with Robin for some time, Robin started encouraging her to eating and recharge herself, and Robin promised that Robin will recharge himself too.
Oh
And
my
she
God,
started eating. So
it's
we were
amazing.
receiving the stories and we're seeing the impact that Robin makes. And we were super happy that a technology, a robot, can do such an impactful work. Because we used to that technologies are automating things, providing essential support in challenging environments, but we were started to solve a social problem, like emotional problem, and that was very exciting to us.
So again, I hate to keep going back to some of these interactions I've heard from my sister, and she's probably going to be upset when she hears this, how much I'm talking about it. Nurses are actually planning a birthday party for Robin. I thought they were planning a birthday party for a child, which I'm sure they do too at the hospital, but they're planning a birthday party for Robin because it's her 1 year anniversary of being at the hospital. Um, and what I was struck by in that conversation was how natural it was between Robin and the nurses. So um, they were brainstorming ideas about how to throw a party for Robin. And Mineh, maybe you built this into her, but I guess she really likes Little Mermaid. Yeah, they're planning like a Little Mermaid themed birthday party, and then Robin also mentioned that she really likes Dory, and she starts talking about other similar movies that she likes. And she's giving ideas about do this birthday party, and she's successfully communicating with adults. These aren't children. I was just blown away by that. And so how how do you combine the sort of hard-coded personality of Robin with there's artificial intelligence built into Robin too, because she can dynamically converse. Can you explain a little bit about that technical challenge, Karen, of marrying that personality with fluid, dynamic conversation?
Sure. So I'll just want to give you a little bit backstory, how the transition and the development of Robin started. So initially we started with the human assisted model, fully human assisted model. And then we started to see that there are patterns that repeat in interactions. So we started learning those patterns and trying to automate that. And then we had a choice to make. Do we want to go fully automated route, or we want to keep human in the loop? Because there are pros and cons. If we automate Robin fully, that will increase the scalability of the product, right? So it will allow less operationally heavy growth. But on the other hand, if we have human in the loop and managing conversations and basically conducting and orchestrating all the interactions with patients, we are creating like human-like interactions. Mm-hmm. So we made a decision to automate some of the repetitive conversation, but still have human in loop controlling the interactions. So this way we can create human-like interactions for our users. It's not easy. It's hard operationally for us, but we take that in order to provide exceptional user experience. And while we collect more data, we'll automate it in the future, but only then where we are able to provide the same quality of interactions.
Okay, so you're still at the stage where there's some human intervention over the course of conversations that Robin is having.
That's correct.
Got it. Okay. Well, even still, so Mineh, you come from a clinical background. You're not from technology. Has it been surprising to you when you've observed some of the automated components, how much it can, or what it's capable of doing?
Yes, so I have no technical background, as you mentioned. It was surprising. I was apprehensive in the beginning. I still am a little bit trying to learn, trying to go with the trend, but it is surprising. However, I think what we learned is, especially with children, a lot of the conversations tend to be very similar. As I mentioned before, favorite animals, favorite games. A lot of the kids love certain games that they play. So a lot of those can be automated very successfully. So that was a great thing that we learned during the process. But yeah, very surprising.
I also wanted to just share what are some Robin features, what it can do with kids. And during this journey, we also noticed that, as Mineh mentioned, kids love playing games. And we started creating custom games that we embedded in Robin character, meant to boost mood, try to increase positive feelings. And now we have a library of thousands of games specifically designed for Robin. Mineh, would you like to share some of the games that we did?
Sure. The most favorite one is hide and seek. Adults love it. Kids love it. Everybody loves to play hide and seek, and it just makes everybody so happy. Even Robin loves to play hide and seek. I Spy is another one. I Spy brings a lot of joy. But in addition to those universal games, Robin also plays a lot of trivia games, asking questions, math games, riddles, jokes. And with the geriatric population, we have designed specific cognitive stimulation games, memory games, in order to draw cognition and kind of maintain functioning. So yeah, a lot of fun games that Robin plays.
Yeah, I'd like to inquire about the geriatric uses in just a minute, but I also want to ask about, healthcare is a really complex industry for all kinds of reasons, and you've made it especially complex because of all the different integration points. So you have complex hardware with the robotics, you have complex software. Healthcare is a very challenging regulatory environment, and also the clinical psychology work that Mineh, you're overseeing. So um, I guess I'll start off with Karen. Can you walk through or what have been some of the challenges of managing all those integration points?
Sure. So I think the most challenging part when we started deploying robots in United States and scaling here was the privacy regulations.
Yeah.
And because we were understanding that we were dealing with very sensitive information, and we have a device on top of that, a physical device that should be super safe. And we took that very responsibly for day one. So we didn't create something that we needed to redesign later. So from the beginning, we tried to build a solid foundation, incorporating security and privacy concerns from the beginning. And we were fortunate to have investors and advisors from healthcare industry who really helped us to navigate this process. And today, we build our product on the foundation on a privacy. So we provide complete compliance with all HIPAA and privacy regulations today.
What about you, Mineh? From like you're trying to build in the value of the product, but you're working with, I imagine, an extraordinarily technical team. You're working with some pretty hardcore engineers. What have been some of the challenges you faced with integrating your side of things with the hardware and software technical side?
This is a very great question, and we're both laughing because it's not easy. I come from a very different perspective, and the technical team comes from a very different, like opposite perspective sometimes. But I think being able to work together for all these years, we are starting to think more similar in a similar way. There has been a lot of moments where the technology has been limiting what I wanted Robin to do. But finding the solutions, it made us find very creative solutions to those problems where I wouldn't be able to think of because of my background. But they have suggested solutions that are super creative and even made a better better solution to the issues we had.
Is there an example that comes to mind for either of you?
Let me think about that. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can give a example. For example, some of the games that Robin plays, my team imagines a lot of visuals, a lot of movements and animations sometimes. However, technically, sometimes those things are not possible. But through the limitations, we've been able to create games that are very specific to Robin, very unique, and they have been able to be very impactful with our populations.
Okay.
We almost created our own game engine for Robin.
Yeah.
To include like visual and specific types of visuals and audios, combining those into interactive games. And I just wanted to bring another example that's often Mineh's perspective. We're kind of keeping technical teams imaginations because, as an engineers, we might be, oh, let's build this feature, oh, let's do this, oh, let's do that. And Mineh basically were saying, okay, so we need to think about it, those features and will impact patient care. So she was also giving us that perspective. So engineers became a little bit therapists, and Mineh became a little bit of an engineer.
Well, that's interesting because I would see me because you've learned so much about kids, I assume, over the last
Yeah.
4.5 years. You're almost sort of the voice of the child patient for the engineers, and so you're kind of speaking with the voice of customers. Not a great word for it, but is that kind of how you see part of your role? You're speaking on behalf of the kids, the patients.
Yes, yes. They call me Robin in the team. So I am, I
Mother
am,
of robots.
yes. Yes, yes. I always bring in that perspective and make sure we do what is best for the kids. There's a lot of great ideas that come from investors, from other places, from the tech team, but I just have to say, okay, let's discuss this more. How is it going to impact the kids? Is it going to be a good thing in reality when we do it, when we implement it or not? Yeah, so I do that a lot.
And do you have a kind of standard like testing process that you use? So if you say an idea is worth considering, is there a process that you all have to verify whether or not it's a good idea?
Yeah, so first of all, we dedicate a meeting where we invite Mineh and her team even if it's a technical feature, if it's going to affect user experience, we'll always invite clinical team. And first of all, we brainstorm it all together. Then if we like the idea and each party gives a green light, so we test it internally on the robot, not in the medical facility, and we try to understand what works, what doesn't work, and after some additional testing, only then we deployed in real world.
So the other population that Robin serves is the geriatric population, and I'm that was very surprising to me because I would think that a, a child is so different from somebody in their 60s or 70s or 80s. Um, what's the experience like for, well, I guess how is it used the same way? You also mentioned it's also used for maintaining cognitive function and maybe, I guess, patients experiencing dementia. Is that right? Or I guess walk us through, Mineh, how Robin is used to serve the geriatric patients.
Sure. So Robin is the same Robin with the same personality. We were very surprised in the beginning also. We didn't know how Robin would be accepted. Would it be accepted? Would the seniors want a robot next to them? Would it
Right.
scare them? It's technology. Would they be able to interact? However, we were so surprised in a very good way because we learned that they treat Robin as a grandchild while the kids treat Robin as a peer or a friend.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and what we learned was that kindness is the same, that everybody, no matter the age, wants that kindness and wants that pure joy and friendship. No matter where you are, at what age, that's what brings joy to the heart, and that's what Robin gives to both population. However, there are some differences. Robin is a very good listener with both populations. The senior population likes to talk a lot with Robin more than playing games. They want to share stories. They want to talk about their past. They love listening to music with Robin. And Robin does a very important job of help maintaining that cognitive functioning through specifically designed games and activities that they do want to engage in. Again, we did a lot of testing. We tried a lot of different designs, colors, even fonts to be able to know what resonates more We have fireworks at the end of the correct answer, for example. And that's just a very positive reinforcement. So all these tiny bits of things that we do. And I think we have found a great way of introducing games and getting that engagement from the senior population.
So just to provide a little bit more context, so the challenging part of integrating technology to senior care is adoption, right? Because it's oftentimes for senior adults, it's very hard to use technology. Phones, right? Computers.
I'm at that age. If I see a phone update, I'm done. I'm done with the
Even-
phone updates.
Yeah,
I'm 38.
exactly.
I feel like it hit me at 36, 37. I'm done with the updates.
It hit me at 31, so I'm experiencing that too. But Robin's interface allows to interact like to another human, right? To another person. So basically, usage of Robin helps to overcome that challenge. So through Robin, it is possible to provide a cognitive support and other very important functions. Like Robin reduces feeling of loneliness. Robin helps to maintain cognitive health. And if there are huge problems in senior care. The number of senior individuals is going to double in the next 15 years. But there is not enough care providers. 40% of nursing homes limit their admissions because of the shortage. So, and Robin provides an opportunity to give this essential care through a scalable solution. So, and we're so happy that we're able to build a technology that gives kindness to these people. It's like kindness and care, and that's what Robin is.
Well, all of those things combined, again, I keep going back to my sister, who again is going to hate me for this, but she describes instances where she'll show up to work, Robin will be there, and Robin will greet her. It's not unprompted. Am I saying that she can do that? Robin can do that?
Yeah. So yeah, Robin also support for the staff, not only for patients.
But what was interesting about that was like that part about making it easy to interact. In that case, Robin's inviting my sister to interact with her. And frankly, even though it's a robot, you'd kind of feel rude to not interact with her. And so I could see how easily you can develop a kind of relationship with this thing because it's communicating proactively with you. It's not waiting for you to touch a button. It's just you just walk in, it sees you and says hello, hi Courtney, how are you doing? Yeah, it's that's the other thing. She can recognize my sister and she says her name.
Yes, they're friends. How could you forget your friend?
And I think that what helps really to work with senior population, because now imagine just regular nursing home. There are senior residents that are oftentimes lonely, right? They're in their rooms or in the common areas, but still they're sitting there watching TV, or they're eating, or they're in their rooms. And now they have Robin, who interacts with them like a child, and they have this grandparents, grandchild like relationship, and it not only just interacts with them, trying to make them less lonely, but also uses that connection to provide medical care, like medical cognitive care. So I think this is a great model to utilize for kids and for senior population, but also for staff. Because all of us wants a friend, right?
Well, again, it wasn't just it's the nurses. They were so excited. They're throwing Robin a birthday party. They like Robin so much. You were showing stickers. I guess you got stickers from the birthday party or something.
Yeah. UMass sent us some stickers today.
Oh, there it is. Oh, those are cool. Yeah. Yeah. So, how many Robins are out there today, Karen?
Almost 30. We have 27 active deployments, and I'm talking about commercial deployments.
And for how long has Robin been in clinical use? Has it been a year, a couple of years, or?
It started in 2020, right during the COVID time, and we started by deploying Robin at UCLA Mattel Children's Hospital because Robin helped them to provide care to children who are isolated because of COVID.
Oh my God!
And provide essential care. And in hospital settings, pediatric hospital settings, Robin is a part of Child Life Services. And it's also amazing that even today in like cancer departments, Robin can help to interact with kids with low immune system who are in isolation. And yeah, we see this even today.
So what do you see as the future of Robin? I guess for you, Mineh, I mean, as the person kind of if you're the soul or mother of Robin, where do you hope to see Robin in, going?
From my perspective, we just want to learn more and more about Robin's connection and how we can make it better. We continuously are trying to make Robin's interactions better and more impactful. So from my perspective, that's what I want us to do. Make it better and better. Karen can continue.
So on my end, first of all, an automation and AI transformation is the important milestone that we have, moving towards fully automated interactions to increase the scalability. But the important thing here that we shouldn't compromise the user experience. And another point is to equip Robin with more therapeutic functions, which might be even billable. And we work, this is, by the way, a very recent development. We work with a couple of senior care facilities to launch billing business models. So the facilities will be able to bill Robin services as a part of their cognitive care. So it's not
so
only...
in that case, Robin is almost a clinician.
Yes.
A little bit.
So that's our goal. Build robots that can do therapy.
That's amazing. And maybe this is a strange question, but do you feel like, especially I'm curious about Mineh, do you feel like you've developed a kind of relationship with Robin? I mean, how is it interacting with it? Do you see it just as a robot, a piece of technology, or do you see it as something more?
Robin is my baby. Yeah, I just love Robin. I think every one of us on the team have this very unique relationship with Robin. We want to protect Robin. We want to make Robin happy. We throw birthday parties for Robin. We celebrate Robin. Yeah, we definitely have a connection to Robin.
You too,
It's hard to show my hoodie. It says, I was born to be kind. And I think Robin reminds us every day to be a little bit more kind, and remember that we should do the same that Robin does every day.
I think that's a great place to end it. Karen and Mineh, thank you so much for joining me here and sharing this spectacular story about Robin.
Thank you very much. We enjoyed our conversation. And Robin says thank you too.
Again, be sure to check out the links in the show notes to see the videos of Robin in action. And I'd like to once again thank Karen and Mineh for joining me here on the podcast, and thanks to you all for listening. Until next time.